I believe that the Nigerian academic system is actually flawed.
Are you saying that we are wasting our time in the Nigerian university?
Some people are wasting their time.
Can you prove the point?
School is good, yeah, but I believe in being educated on the right.
If life after school must not hit you, you must not just be a student.
I said to think of life after school. I believe from my 300 level, so I did 5 years ago. So hello guys, Chigozrem Elife here, and with me here is
I'm Gosfield.
So today we want to discuss some life matters, which is what you can see over here. So a lot of things have just been happening in our lives, and we decided to well, why not just talk about it? Maybe it can inspire you. Who knows? So I wanted us to discuss something.
Of course, life is full of discourse.
Yeah,
Once you open your mouth, it begins to flow.
exactly.
But life and discussions are inseparable.
Yeah,
So, probably we could talk on one of the major challenges we face as young people
okay.
who come out from the Nigerian universities. It's called
Yeah.
life after school.
Yeah, that is it's actually a big deal, to be sincere. I've experienced life after school, and even some people meet me to more like ask me for advice on what to experience on life after school. So tell me something.
Okay, now maybe I ask you a question before we continue.
Okay.
What did they ask you about life after school?
It was more of am I going to do? What skills should I learn? How do I make money? All of this kind of stuff. Where am I going to go to? Where am I going to relocate? Should I go back to my father's house? Should I go back to my parents' house or my mother's house? Or what's all of those kind of questions? But many a times it usually comes with a lot of confusion, right? Confusions on the people. Okay. So they just need some level of clarity.
Someone who probably went to learn a skill, probably a seamstress, a carpenter or so. Once he comes out, he picks up his tool, opens a shop. There is clarity. Someone who possesses some art skills, when they come out, they open a shop. And then there is no form of confusion. They don't go to meet Mr. A or Mr. B to ask, what do I do? So why is it that once we graduate from the Nigerian university, I don't know if it's that way in other universities of the world, but I'm in Nigeria, so I'm talking from experience.
Yeah.
A lot of Nigerian students, which I was a student, and I know when I graduated, so,
Yeah.
and I'm sure this is one of the major problems we face. Why is it that when we come out, we are looking for what to do? Is that confusion? Should it be?
It shouldn't be. I think it's just coming from the type of system we are in, the academic system. I believe that the Nigerian academic system is actually flawed, to be sincere.
Really?
Right?
Why?
Many people are studying things that they don't need, things that doesn't even relate to their future.
Are you saying that we are wasting our time in the Nigerian university?
Some people are wasting their time.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure.
Can you prove the point?
Okay, I had a friend. I won't call him a friend actually, because at some point he was suspended and I didn't like his character.
Okay.
But when he came in, he didn't actually like engineering. He was just tagging along, but he was just trying his best to cope. That is not where he wanted to be, but he just took the course probably because there is no other option and he didn't want to stay at home, right? So he just kept on dragging himself and dragging. At some point he dropped out, and although I noticed that maybe he used to steal sometimes, right? At some point he got suspended. But from the onset, you could see that this guy really didn't have what it takes. It's not even in where he's supposed to be. It's just nothing is entering his head. He just be like, because remember, I don't like this thing. I'm not supposed to be here. Blah 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 blah. He just complaining, right? I can't quote him word to word, but I can remember some of these incidents that happened when we used to study then. So I really don't believe that kind of person should be even in the department, right? Because he just didn't have any other option. Probably he just allowed himself to be in the department because he didn't have any other option.
So what you are saying, some people's life would have been better if they didn't go to school.
Technically, yes.
Wow.
Depends. I believe school is good, yeah, right? But I believe in being educated on the right things. Yeah, you have to be educated on the right things. If you're educated on the right things, you will have less confusion. And if you're educated on things you actually need on on life, on education, or your career, right? On the right things, you won't have a lot of confusion, you won't have a lot of stress. Even if you are facing stress and all of that, you know that this is where you're supposed to be.
Wow.
You get, it's easier that you are slow in the right direction. It's better still than being fast in the wrong direction.
Deep. So you must be talking from experience. You passed through life after school.
Yeah,
How was it for you?
it was, I won't call it difficult, because I knew that when I was in school, I started to think of life after school. I believe from my 300 level, because I did a 5 years course, yeah. So from my 300 level, I was thinking on how my life should be outside school. So I started to like build things, experiment things, learn new skill sets and all of that, right? I would say that when I was in school, I was kind of like crawling, yeah, in terms of my knowledge after school, of my knowledge of life after school. I was kind of crawling. So I spoke with one of my friends and I was like trying to like get some level of clarity. He told me that if you are in school at this point and this is what you are doing, you are crawling. Hopefully when you leave school you should be walking, and at some point you will start running. Yeah. So what I even prefer people to do is to start thinking of life after school while they are still in school.
Wow.
Because I don't believe that you have to confine yourself within the whole university walls, because you just be thinking that the whole world revolves around passing an exam or passing a test, right? And what comes to us, many of the people studying what they are studying will not actually use what they are studying, and many of them are not even in the right department. So if you're not even in the right department, you should be even thinking of right outside after school immediately, while you are still in school, right? So that is just the thing.
Wow. Okay, let me share an experience. I started planning my life after school while I was in year one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't. I'm honest with you. I don't know why I became so aware of what life after school would be. When I was in year one, most times I will begin to ask myself, after this phase, what next? And I see myself not seeing any future. Not because there was no future, but because I couldn't get it factored out. One of the biggest tech persons in the world said something. He said, you might not get your dreams factored out till you start taking a step.
Yeah.
I understood this better when I graduated.
Yeah.
Because while I was in school, I was possessing some skills, honing my skills, making them more professional. So when I come out, I could use it better. Because I came to understand better why we have the concept of life after school. Because we spend all our time reading, studying, and the Nigerian system is good at judging you based on quiz and exam.
Yes. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. And to be honest, you can pass the whole. In fact, you can be a first class student without having something upstairs.
Yes.
Most of the average students are the ones leading the society today.
Yeah.
But if you see most of
Even
the
the
first class,
failures.
the failures are even leading the society.
Society.
So that means that the way the academic system judges people is wrong.
Yeah.
So that is why many people have been emotionally traumatized when they were in school. They were made to believe that they are not good enough.
Yeah.
Imagine someone who came out as a failure in the university. He does not believe that he can still amount to anything in the society.
Yeah.
So when he comes out, he begins to jump around. So the scholar who believes that he's up to something, when he comes out, he goes to apply for a job and he doesn't find anyone. Frustration sets in.
Yeah.
That is how life after school begins to happen. And before you know it, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you are still at home. You don't have anything doing.
It's crazy.
That's how poverty starts. So it kind of now made us think that the Nigerian academic system is rubbish. But I don't think it's rubbish, because what I feel it does is that it just exposes you to the society, number one. And number two, it makes you feel alone. Let's be realistic here.
Okay. So the thing about I had my experience in school, I actually enjoyed my department.
Okay.
Right? I loved my department. I studied computer engineering, electronics and computer engineering, which gave me more knowledge on how most of these computer stuff work, right? I knew some things about computer, but when I entered that department, I met different people. I met a lot of friends, yeah, that had exposure in what I'm looking for. Yeah, and learned a few things from them. Learned some things from even the courses we studied, some of the electrical studies, and just a few things. And I was thinking from the point of view of applying these things that I'm learning in real life. I was thinking from a real life application of these things I'm learning, because I knew that there wasn't much practical application in the school. Okay, so I said, like, what can I do with this thing? What can I do with this thing that I know? What can I do with these things that I know? And that was what I started to do, right? And one of the days, it should be in my 200 level. In my 200 level, one guy came and taught us a few things. We paid money, he taught us a few things. Though he didn't teach us much, he just did one sharp something. But when he was doing all those sharp stuff, I understood what he was trying to do. I picked up what he learned, right? And I believe along the line, I believe it was my 300 level that stuff I learned in my 200 level actually paid off, because I used it to do some works, right? And that was the first time I actually like made 40k, up to 40k within like a week.
You must be very happy.
I was like, wow. Yeah.
Oh.
So it kind of gave me some of the things I learned, kind of gave me a helping hand. Because learning those things, I was now thinking of how do I apply these things that I've learned. I was thinking of how to apply. All right. I loved my department. Yeah, I loved the course I studied, even though like it's not like Harvard standard and all of that. But I love the course I studied and love the people I met and all of that. Yeah. Though there are some people that don't really love their department. Yeah. They don't really love their department, and some people limit themselves within the confines of the university, that the world revolves only around the university. The world doesn't revolve only around the university. And if their days in the university is over, they tend to become frustrated even after school, because the same system that is within the school environment is no longer the same system that is now being applied in the real life environment.
Exactly.
So trying all of those kind of things, it kind of makes them a bit frustrated, right? Because we've been taught that you just have to go to school, and after your school you'll probably get a job and all of that, and you will see that these things doesn't work the same way again. It doesn't work. You have to think different in this our own generation. Yeah. So what I just did then was just applying the things I've learned while I was in school, trying to build up something, trying to think of ideas and experiment on. I was do a lot of